You can't eat, I can't eat.
So we are now recording the November 23rd, 2020 Small Business Accounting Advisors. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Friday.
Friday.
Not time for Shelby to eat yet.
No,
No dinner for you.
just to calm down. If I can't eat, she can't eat.
He's obviously very active because, you know, my two dogs are in the other room and I haven't seen them in 6 hours.
Well, mine is, see the ears?
Mine's on
Yours?
the floor,
See
not on her
yours?
bed. She's right in front of her pretty bed, of course.
Yes, yes.
I did not put this on social media, but my German Shepherd rescue, he earned his keep the other day. I caught would-be thieves red-handed, and he pinned one of them down until the cops got there.
Wow.
So dog.
Wow.
I had him by the collar, but that dude was afraid I was going to let him go. He's like, don't let that dog go. I said, you just be still. I said, police are on their way.
Good job. Good job. You give him a lot of treats after that, I hope.
That's right. He earned his keep for the week anyway.
He gets a steak.
So our first topic is going to be an email that came down last night from Expensify. Everyone got one. Oh my goodness. Political. We are mixing political and business.
Yeah, I have to tell you,
Bad combination.
I specifically have two Facebook profiles.
That's right.
One where I log in during the day and I see accounting things. Anybody that's in that stream that says something that's not accounting, they either get snoozed for 30 days. I've been doing a lot of that lately. Or if they're really bad, I completely unfollow them, which takes away their voice. And I have to say, without naming names, there's some very high profile people that I'm not going to hear what they have to say anymore.
And that's the only way really to deal with that. And that's exactly, but mine was the opposite way. My personal, I wanted to keep for my family and the photos of all the kids.
Right.
You know, but business is business, and I separate the two, and political just has no place in the business right now.
Well, I have an interesting discovery here. I just typed into Google Expensify, and you know, they list what the top searches are, and it's Expensify CEO, Expensify CEO email,
Former CEO.
Expensify stock, Expensify political email, Expensify alternative, and Expensify competitors. Isn't that interesting?
So let that sink in a little bit.
Wow.
How long is he gonna last till he gets fired?
I already owns the joint.
Oh, he does? Oh,
Yeah, he's the founder and owner.
well, his
That's
stock
why
value,
people said I
his stock
reported
value's
him,
going
and
down,
I'm
I think.
like, who did you report? Because now when I, you know, as soon as I got it, I was like, oh, he's off. He's not thinking clearly. And I went to Facebook and people were already making comments. He was already deleting them, but it got out of hand really fast. And then he put it on his blog. So at 21 comments, he stopped the discussions. Nothing was going on Twitter, but we were in the middle of the debate. So I think it's something, you know, and plus it's late. People aren't really getting these are company emails. I mean, this is, if you have an Expensify login, it's probably your business email.
He really needs, even as the owner, CEO, he needs to go fire himself. That was dumb.
Well,
right, that cost himself a lot of money.
a couple of things hit me right off the bat. One, when I give my email to a company to join their mailing list or whatever, but in this case, I didn't sign up for a newsletter that I can now unsubscribe. This is an app that I pay for. I'm paying him, okay? And I need to be notified for all kinds of notifications to use the app. He broke the contract in using my email to distribute his personal political views,
Agenda.
which wasn't as simple as go vote. That would have been different. It was pretty much, you're an idiot if you don't think like me. So then I started thinking, okay, I could go, I'm small, I have my own account. I could go in and just, I'm not going to use them anymore. I'll use something else. But think about it. You've got large companies, small and large companies who've signed up for Expensify, and all their employees have logins to Expensify. So those owners woke up to angry employees. Okay. So they're like, what's the big deal? You know, oh, he was ballsy. He was just, oh, we're so proud of him to be able to stand up for what he thinks. The thing is, if I'm paying Expensify, I don't need all my employees.
Exactly.
Right.
Well, I made this point on Facebook, but I'll drag it out here too, and that is, there's actually a case for, because of the fact that Expensify is, as I would call it, a commodity, right? It's not the only game in town. There are lots of alternative solutions, exactly like his.
There are now,
right? They may not be perfectly exact, but
yeah,
it's kind of a commodity. It's hard to actually get traction in that space, I would argue. So I would actually make the case that it could have very well been just a strategic decision saying, fine, we'll give up 50% or something approaching that of our potential addressable market, so that we can actually make the others differentiate ourselves with the others.
Or
I'm
they
not saying that
wanted
was
to
what was
just
going through his head, but
they wanted to create the buzz and
Well, they
be
got
on
the
the top of
buzz.
the search.
Get the bus saw.
and if they want to say, okay, this is what we stand for, and this is the only clients we want, is if you agree with us. We don't want you as a client unless you agree with us. But then let's go a step further. They're still pretty small, 130 something employees. Can you imagine being an employee of this corporation who leans conservative? Do you think they're free to say something?
No.
Now we're talking discrimination. We're talking, there are laws against discrimination in the workplace. So if he's willing to stand up with that attitude to his customers, what has he done to his employees? Now he said our 2/3 of our employees voted. Actually, what it turned out to be was he did approach his whole company with this. Then there were 20 of a core committee or group, and 2/3 of that 20 said go forward. Okay.
Wow.
He was asking the wrong people. He should have been asking lawyers.
These are
Yeah.
yes people. The man signs their paychecks. They're not
Exactly.
going to stand up to him.
I'm really curious what they're saying over at Red Point Ventures today. So
What's
Red Point Ventures looks like they're on the board,
Yeah.
as well as OpenView Venture Partners. Now, these things can have legs. So
Oh, they're investors.
yeah,
Well, the other, I'm sorry, I just.
I mean, I'm an entrepreneur, right? And I know that I still have a boss. They just
Your
don't,
customers.
sign my paycheck. But everybody's got a boss, so it's interesting to see how it'll play out. But
Yeah.
Well,
Once it hit
what does
Twitter.
Canada think?
Huh?
I don't know. Yeah, Tiffany, what does Canada think? What's happened there?
I don't know. Canada hasn't talked about it.
Good. Smart.
They don't
Most
have,
people
they
in
don't have
Canada
a
are
horse
pretty
in the
smart.
race, huh?
Hold on.
Oh,
Expensify is worldwide.
it is. It is.
Worldwide. They have offices in the UK and all over. Okay.
They do.
A mass email to all customers, over 10 million
Yeah,
customers
10
all
million.
around the world. Now, they have stronger laws against this in Europe, don't they? About
I don't know.
using
But yeah, see, now you're talking laws in the United States versus another country.
that's what I'm saying. Because what he
And,
said,
and they don't really, again, like Tiffany, don't have a horse in the race.
No, but
Just goes to show that Canada is the smart.
Somebody to vote for. Instead of saying that that was the only thing to do, why wouldn't you say, why don't you consider this? And this is my reasons to consider it. He
But
just.
even that, Linda, is too far. You're
It may
not
be too
allowed.
far, but if you
Yeah.
want, to me, if you want to get somebody to vote for somebody, you don't tell people they're wrong.
yeah, you don't insult them.
Well,
I'd rather,
that-
I'd rather
that's
just talk about
They're gonna just push
Brandon
back.
Dotto Tech Beard.
That is the problem with the election this year, is there is too much of that. It's my way, I'm right, and you're wrong.
Much emotion.
Now,
His letter was emotion.
What we do is, I think we all create stories around stuff, and then we make the stories true. And it may be or may not be, I'm
Tiffany, you were
beginning
gonna
to.
say?
no, I was just gonna say, Sarah, did you say that other than this email, there's other proof that he's the one who did it as opposed
Oh,
to
yeah.
it being
No,
a
he put it on his
foreign
blog.
something getting involved and
Oh, he
put it
said
on
he
his
did it, I
blog,
think.
and then I thought, okay, so I was trying to make a copy of that because I figured he'd go, oh, I screwed up and delete it. And then it started locking up and I thought he's deleting it, but he locked it down. So then he went off on Facebook. They were being deleted. And then as more people came in, they're like, you're deleting comments. And then he dug in his heels, and then he went to Twitter and he posted the whole thing.
oh, okay.
And he has really dug his heels in. Well, once he went on to Twitter, see, with Facebook, those are people that like Expensify and follow the Facebook page.
Well, sure.
Once he went on to Twitter, now it's open to the whole world.
Oh.
And people are coming in from that are not customers of Expensify,
Right.
and they're all weighing in. And
Got
so
it.
this is, it's blowing up. And now there's been articles written about it and all that. And so we all understand big data and how all these tech companies are gathering our data.
Right.
Okay. And there's something unsettling about a company that quietly sits over here and collects our data. Like, it collects all our personal credit card charges, which enables us to pick and choose what we want to be reimbursed for with our, our company or something. Okay. So here's a company that has been quietly just being a tech company.
Yeah.
Now political, and
With big
they have a
data
record of
ties.
everything we've ever bought. It's unsettling. So very curious how this is going to play out. Corporations got on board with a lot of the political, I don't want to say political, but the causes, and sort of swapped over to the cause marketing with, you go, like when I would log into Expensify, there was a big political statement. The next screen would come up and say, it's important to vote. Okay. Then, and then there would be another one on the foundation that that percentages of the money that you run through their company was going to causes, except I didn't really like the causes that, but it was just weird. But I was ignoring it because a lot of corporations are just getting on the bandwagon, and so, we're good guys too. Okay. So, but then there was the day that I logged into Expensify, and they have that concierge thing that helps you with your expense reports or something. It's like little bots, I guess. Pops, have you registered to vote? I could not go past that screen. I had to say yes or no.
Oh,
So I said yes, and then I get a congratulatory pat on the back. Thank you for registering. And I responded, I've been a registered voter since the early 80s, and I find the fact, that you're I found that offensive.
Yeah.
First of all, it's none of your business which I've registered to vote or not. Okay. And then last night I was thinking, I wonder if the attitude is, because this company's very young, that I wonder if mistakenly think that their audience or their customers are just these young, not involved with the, I don't.
Oh, and need to register to vote.
That's not us. That's not our group, by
It's
the
not-
way.
So, you know,
Not for a long time.
personal thing, a very personal thing with me, okay?
Me too.
You know, I just told you and everybody's watching here that yes, I'm a registered voter, but it's very important to me. But that's none of anybody's business.
Right, right.
That's why we have a secret ballot. Because
Yep.
it
Yeah,
can-
it is.
Exactly, exactly. So I'm gonna end this conversation on that note. This is gonna
Perfect.
be,
I think it's going to
we'll
be
see how this pans out.
Interesting.
for years to come, I think.
So-
We will see what happens with all of this. Gonna change the we're going to talk about exportmybooks.com. This is recommended by Deb Kilsheimer. And this is for people that want to go from QuickBooks Online back to QB Desktop.
Mhm.
And I'm seeing raving reviews about it.
Great.
Are you leaving us, Tiffany?
Have a great
Yeah.
weekend, everyone.
See you
Bye.
next week. Bye.
So I personally have not used it, but I am keeping that in my tool belt.
Oh, absolutely.
It's free. And the crazy things that people are going through. I wish Matthew was here. We could talk to him. He's the one that wrote the article on how to download from QBO to desktop.
It's
Yes.
complicated.
A nightmare. You have to use Internet Explorer. Number one, you have to use a specific browser. The menus don't pop up for everyone, and there's no other way to do it. Many people have to use support. Going on to support these days is several hours in order to just get someone to help you through this. So, yeah, we'll
Did
come
you say
back to.
free? This is free.
It's free.
Oh, for a short time. If you go there, it's real
They're trying to
pretty.
get brand recognition.
Yes, but it says free for a short time on it, right on the front page.
Man, now's the chance, especially with the year end coming up.
Exactly.
You know, it's funny because I also talked to those guys that go to our conference, and I can't remember the name, but they send out an email once every 2 or 3 months. And they move things from desktop to QBO and QBO to
QBO Hero.
desktop. Thank you, QB Hero. Now, how did they get that name? How did QuickBooks let them have that name? I wonder.
They didn't let them.
Well, they're QSPs. They'll be called out for it pretty quick. So,
Got
well, I
it.
say pretty quick. They've been doing it for years, but they're friends of mine. They live in the
I
QSP
like them.
space. Yeah, they're good people.
Yeah.
All right, so we gotta save
So-
that.
Okay,
That's
now
fantastic. You know,
next subject we're going to talk about is Brandon. Brandon had an amazing all hands meeting with, I don't know, you had 40, 50 people on it?
It was close to 50 at one point. Now, keep in mind, I'm super excited about the turnout. We've got about 105 partners now. So it could have been a little better, but it's also in the middle of a workday.
Yep.
Across what, 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 time zones, if not 5. So it was interesting.
Saw some people I haven't seen for a while. So yeah, Joanne was there, that was there.
it's a huge group.
It was like being all at home again.
So is this all your team as a, what is it, a VSP?
ASP.
How come you didn't invite me, man?
You're not in our group, Ernest.
No, and I'm not either. I refer to one of the people in your group, so. Anyway,
But there was 4 people from Intuit, 2 or 3 2 from Valera.
3 from Avalera, and from Intuit, we had payroll. We had 2 from payments. We had
Oh, okay.
Gina, Jesse, So yeah, 5 from Intuit.
You gonna tell them what my question was to them?
Oh, about having to sign in.
Oh,
So I've still got to send that email over to Jesse, but
They had no idea.
no, on the sales side, I wouldn't have expected him.
You know what? This is a pretty serious thing. I mean, a big change in what's the word I'm looking for? A change in not philosophy, a change in
Procedure, yeah. And
yeah. I'm
processes.
surprised that you still have to know your product if you're going to sell it.
Yeah, well, to be fair, he doesn't sell it. I mean,
We sell it.
yeah, we sell it,
That's right. Yeah.
but
Well,
he
yeah,
knows the right people. Though once he sees the email, he can. They've got internal chains they can pull. So maybe we can get a little bit better answer other than the generic. This is the way we do it now.
Yeah.
Brandon got contacts. I will attest to that. Brandon got contacts at Intuit. If you have a problem and you're in Brandon's group, he's got you. Got your back.
Well, that's why
We're
I
talking all
wanted to
around
take
the edges,
advantage
but
of having
since
all
this is
the-
being recorded, do you want to give the pitch? What group are we talking about, Brandon?
Oh yeah,
That was the ASG group.
the what?
The ASG group, Accounting Success Group.
And what do we do, Brandon?
What do? We do sales.
Yes, we do.
We are QuickBooks Intuit resellers.
That's right.
Mhm.
And they
Alright.
will get you the best deal on everything.
Well, I
Good
do have a
competition.
client. I've got a client right now I'm arguing with. They want a refund on their QBO, or I'm sorry, QuickBooks POS, because they bought it from us and then went to Ace Cloud Hosting without asking us, and they can't make it work. So now they want a refund of their software, even though it's been over 60 days.
They
And,
should have done that research before. They never told you they wanted it off-prem. Or you
Right?
wouldn't have sold it to them.
Well, we showed it we hooked everything up locally on their end and said, look, it all works. It's all a problem with the mapping on the POS side, with the hosting side. And anyway, yeah.
So I asked another question since I had the QB Payments people there. And my question was if they knew there was any plans for Intuit to have a customer portal.
That would be nice.
Not their customer, because that confused them. The Intuit's customer is the business that's issuing invoices and getting paid with that system. I'm talking about my customers going to a website, seeing all my invoices, putting in my credit card information, self-service, ACH or whatever, see copies of old invoices, print my own statement, select what I want to pay, and then it interface back into QuickBooks.
Now, Bill and Pay does that.
Bill and Pay does that, and
Bill.com does that.
oh, does Bill.com do that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But does Bill.com a service merchant?
I'm not sure. But I know that on the customer side, they can log in and see all of their invoices, whether they're paid or not, the history.
Okay, can they pay a bill?
Yes.
Okay, so it must somehow still be connected to QB Payments, maybe? I wonder who the processor is at that point.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't believe they are. I think they're their own entity.
So there are a couple companies out there that are and Desktop, well, the ones that I work with, Desktop will be out in a couple weeks. So that's exciting because if Intuit it doesn't have their own solution, then it gives us a leg up with other solutions. So,
Yep.
So that was interesting. Yeah, I got a lot out of it.
So yeah, enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Our last subject today is 2 weeks to go before scaling new heights.
flying now.
Is that on the same day as the election?
Yes.
Interesting.
Ninth?
I didn't realize that.
No.
Yeah, I kind of went,
When do we vote? We vote on the-
When those dates clicked, I went, I'm gonna be across the country around that time frame. Ooh,
Isn't election day the
excited.
3rd?
Second Tuesday of the month of the November. No, first Tuesday, is it?
Am I
Yes, the third.
wrong?
Yeah, third.
Okay,
First,
the
first
conference
Tuesday.
is the 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th.
So,
Yeah, I fly the 6th.
Yeah, I fly the 6th. I
Linda,
drive.
you're muted.
Who is?
Linda.
Oh, yeah, I fly 4 days after the, after election day.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a day at Disney.
Bless you.
Sorry?
Is that yours, Sarah?
It was Ernest. We're gonna go see Harry Potter.
Nice. Nice.
So at every time slot, some of the sessions will be live. Why they picked me, I do not know. Pick the newbie, thanks. Everything's going to be recorded. You know, that gives me a lot of comfort because a lot of these topics are pretty complex.
Yes.
So you don't have to stress about making notes or will I remember anything, because you, in addition to the handouts, you're going to get the recording of the whole session.
Yeah.
So I don't know how fast the recordings will be out,
But that's okay. I mean, you can go home and continue. I mean, that's the big thing when you're actually in person
Yep.
and there, you're running back and forth, trying to get to everyone that you want to see. And then it's all over. And then you go home and silence.
your brain is like fried for the next couple of days because there was just so much information. Now we can sort of relax, absorb what we want to absorb, knowing that if this is something that's really, really, you know, touched us, we can look at the recording, slow it down, stop it, blow up screens, you know.
Well, I
So-
better be careful what I say, huh?
Yeah, I know. I've been thinking the same thing. It's like, you know,
Yeah, I'm gonna call you out in public, man. Who's you gonna be your subject matter expert?
who's going to be my subject matter expert?
Yeah. I've asked you like 3 times and you haven't answered yet. So I'm calling you out in public now.
Ah,
Uh-oh.
you better be in the front row, man. Because if you know, I know, you know, I'm prepared. I've worked really hard on this session. I really know what I want to get across, but honestly, I'm still so new at this that I'm afraid I will freeze.
But are you gonna be in the front row for me?
Yes.
There you go. Mutual support.
There you go.
Every speaker should have.
You have to work 3 times as hard for me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you know, and Joe Woodard has made it very clear that we should all the speakers should have assistant, you know, and that's really important. And
It
I think
is.
the hardest thing is going to be generating energy that's normally just there. Like
Because
you
of the
get
crowd,
energy
and
off
now
of
you'll have
people's
lesser people, right?
smiles and facial expressions, and they're near each other and everything. And the fact that everybody's going to be separated and behind all this cloth, other than their eyes, we're not going to have that energy. So
not much feedback.
generate that energy somehow.
Be wonderful, Sarah. Just be your beautiful, sparkling self.
Yeah. I'll be there in spirit.
Well, and you'll be watching.
I definitely will.
And I think
We'll
there's
be right
also,
back, guys.
There'll be ways to ask questions.
Hang for
Yes.
just one more minute, Brandon. Oh, well, okay. The last thing that I want to talk about before we end for today is, I don't know if everyone knows, last week we did not record because we were busy making a tool.
Yes.
Ernest, Sarah, and Shannon, yes. So we need a name for this tool. This tool is payroll processing direct deposit. We need something. It can't be PPDD. Got to be something. Let's ask for names.
How about payroll processing smooth?
Payroll processing. Yeah, except that it's not processing payroll.
Oh, okay.
So let's think about what it really does. It makes a notcha file. But
That makes it so clear, Sarah. I'm sorry. I'm
A
being
what file?
people don't know what a notcha file is.
Is
Not
that
your
like
payroll.
not your slave, not your servant? I'm just teasing.
Let's see, it enables you to ACH payments through
Hey.
your bank.
How about direct deposit heaven?
Direct
Ooh,
deposit.
or ACH heaven.
So you're hearing direct deposit, that's important.
So if you say direct deposit heaven, what about that?
Let's put all the names.
Yeah.
We'll put it out there, and hopefully people will come back with names for us. And
How about,
And-
how,
How about
go
what?
About-
ahead.
how about automatic direct deposit?
It isn't automatic.
How about,
Automatic about it.
How about
stress-
easy direct deposit?
The best direct deposit. We're gonna.
stress-free direct deposit?
There you go.
Yeah, error free, because that's
Yeah.
part.
That's important, error free.
I
Yeah,
don't
like
want to
it.
hand key in these ACH amounts. I want it error free. So
Yeah.
Oh,
So
how about-
while Ernest is finishing fleshing this out, because more will come later,
how about
we'll
this?
get a demonstration. Oh, I'm sorry, Dwayne, go ahead.
another
Flawless direct deposit.
idea.
how about hands-off direct deposit?
Ooh.
See, these are
Those
all
are-
good names, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let's
Then
put
you
the
have
group.
to take them and run them through the trademark place to make sure
Yeah.
they're not already trademarked.
Oh, that's a good point, Linda. Good point.
Or
And it
hands-free direct
cannot have
deposit?
QB in the name.
Yeah, no QBs in there.
Oh, yeah, and you gotta watch out for the Qs even.
Not even
No QBs.
How about hands-free direct deposit?
hands free.
That's a good one.
What
So
about,
more
what
will
about,
come.
what
Go
about
ahead.
direct deposit Shangri-La?
I wonder, a lot of people might not be familiar with Shangri-La.
Well, that's true. You're right.
That's
Yeah.
kind of an old people kind of.
That's something from the 1940s, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, Linda, I'm telling on myself.
Me too.
Not just
All
for
righty, okay, so we'll put comments in, we'll ask people, we'll put up a poll, what do you think? More will come, once we get further along with it. I'm sure Ernest and Sarah and Shannon would love to demo this for us, so I'm waiting to see,
Absolutely.
and I'm looking forward.
Killer direct deposit.
Uh,
Why don't you ask somebody that does payroll all the time?
Well,
That's
that
us.
would be Sarah and Shannon.
Okay,
Yes, absolutely, they do.
Yeah, to me,
So-
it enables me to use my bank's ACH. It's the tool to let me use my bank.
Much cheaper than what's out there now, so
It's free.
oh,
anyway, we
here's
will
another,
see.
here's another one. Headache-free direct deposit.
We're gonna end on that note. We will see you all same time, same place next
See you
week.
later. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Take
Bye,
care.
everyone.